Hi kids, today we're going to learn about composers. And composers are the people who create the music that we enjoy. So someone had to come up with it, and we call those people composers. Now there are some composers that lived a long time ago that we still talk about today because their music was so famous. So we're going to learn about a few of them today and listen to a little bit of their music that is familiar. One of the most famous composers is named Ludwig van Beethoven. And for composers, we usually just refer to them by their last name. So we're going to call him Beethoven. And we're going to listen to 3 little bits of pieces by Beethoven because I think maybe you've heard them all. The first one I'm going to play for you is I'm going to play it on the piano because that's what it's designed for. And the piece is called Für Elise. Do you recognize that? If you really like that piece of music, we have another video that is just all about Für Elise, so you can go and watch that one after you're done this video here. So Beethoven also wrote music for orchestras. So it's a lot of different instruments playing all at the same time. So we're going to play some recordings of those so you can hear what it sounds like when all the instruments are playing together. So here's the first one. It's from Beethoven's 5th Symphony. Did that sound familiar to you? Yeah, now you know that it's written by Beethoven. And we have a clip from one other of his symphonies. This is from the 9th Symphony. And this has orchestra and it has a choir. So there's people singing too. So that one is used often, right? So we hear it kind of maybe in commercials or that sort of thing. And its name is Ode to Joy, that particular tune from Beethoven's 9th Symphony. So I just wanted to give you a fact about each of the composers we're learning about. Some of the fact about Beethoven is he actually lost his hearing as he got older. And that must be really tough to be a musician and not be able to hear the music that you're creating. So he was composing this music completely in his head. He could kind of hear what it should sound like, but he didn't get to hear a lot of his music from his later life, so that was kind of sad. So another composer we're going to learn about that lived around the same time as Beethoven is Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, who we're going to call Mozart. And here's a little clip from one of his pieces. It's called Eine kleine Nachtmusik, which is a complicated name, but you might actually have heard it. Listen to it. Yeah, so that one there was written for string quartet. So there was a violin, a couple of violins, a viola, and a cello all playing together to play that one. And just a little bit of information about Mozart is that he was really smart and really gifted in music. And he actually composed his first piece of music when he was 5 years old. I bet you some of you are 5 years old. Are you creating your own music? Are you a composer? Yeah, that was pretty special that he was able to compose at 5. And by the age of 7, he was actually touring around different countries with his sister, performing concerts for people. So yes, he was very gifted as a musician at a very young age. So another composer I want to talk about is Johann Sebastian Bach. And with Johann Sebastian Bach, we have to call him like J.S. Bach, because there were actually some other Bachs that were composers as well. So the interesting fact about Bach is that he had 20 children. Can you imagine having 19 brothers and sisters? Oh, that must have been such a noisy house. My goodness. But anyway, 4 of J.S. Bach's children went on to be composers themselves. So this is why we have a few different ones with the last name Bach that are composers. So the reason why I wanted to talk about composers today was because often with music today, we don't think a lot about who actually wrote the music. The piece that the quintet is going to be playing is one that I think most of you are going to know. But I bet you most of you don't know who actually composed the music. So I wanted to introduce you to them. So it's a husband and wife team. Their names are Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez. And they wrote a lot of music for children's movies and musicals and that sort of thing. And they actually have 2 daughters themselves. And when they were writing some music for a famous children's Disney movie a few years ago, what they did is they played their music for their young daughters. And if their daughters wanted to hear it again, they decided, yes, this one's a good one. We can use this in the movie. And if their daughters were like, yeah, it was fine. I don't care to hear it again. They're like, uh-oh, that's not good enough. We need to go back and try this again because we need these kids wanting to hear this song over and over and over again so much that it annoys their parents. That's what they wanted, right? They wanted the kids to love it so, so much. So, as I said, the piece we're going to play, you probably know what it is. So I'm not going to tell you right now, but what I want you to do is I want you to listen to it, and I want you to see if you can figure out what movie it's from, what the name of the song is, and if you want, you can sing along. If you're at home, if you're at school, wherever you're at, you can sing along and join us if you know the words. So, did you figure out the name of the song? How about what movie it's from? If you guessed Into the Unknown from Frozen 2, you're absolutely correct. Good job. I wonder if you've done any thinking about who might be singing the song. I know, you're probably telling me, it's Elsa. Elsa sings the song. And you're right that that's the character that sings the song in the movie. But did you know that there's an actual person that does Elsa's voice? It's not as if the cartoon character can make any sound. So it's an actor that speaks and sings for the cartoon character. So the actor who plays Elsa in the movie is Idina Menzel. So there you go. Now you know a few more things about a song that I think most of you know. So next time you listen to it, you need to be thinking about who the composer was and who the singer was, and thank them for that great music they made.